Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Hope you're all having a great week. We've got a big game tonight, but we've got some, I don't know if it's big news yet. I'm trying to get absolute confirmation. So disclaimer, this is trade talk. And it doesn't say trade confirmation. It doesn't say trade news right now. We're talking trades. And obviously Naz is the major talking point. So I just want to make it clear that I'm not saying this is absolutely news, but I'm doing my absolute best to lock it in. But nonetheless, it is something that I guess is a bit more concrete than just a random burner account on Twitter tweeting this. This is something. I think it's in the news at least, in the public arena. So let's play it and let's talk about it.
More footy to talk about. We'll talk about what's name, Wanganeen-Milera. I understand will sign with St Kilda. That'll be announced in the next day or two, only for a couple of years. He'll be staying for a couple of years. He's 22, Borry, just turned, but I think he went back to Adelaide. I think he got harassed by the media. And he thought, I'm not sure if I want to take this on. So
good.
He's staying at St Kilda for another couple of years.
Did you watch the cricket?
No.
We'll stop it there before they get into the cricket. There you go. That was on 6PR Perth with Millsy and Carl. Not exactly the main spot you would expect that sort of news to break. I don't think people in Perth really care too much. Obviously, the South Australian news are very big on it, and we're very big on it down here in Melbourne, particularly the St Kilda contingent. And they've said that he's going to sign for 2 years. So, do I believe that? We'll see. Is it what I've thought he might do and what I've said on the channel for the last couple of years, last couple of weeks? Absolutely. If he does sign on, it coincides with a lot of our senior players and their end of contracts. It also coincides with Ross Lyon's contract. As we know, he extended until 2027. First draft that Tasmania will be part of is the 2027 draft. It coincides with that. And I guess at 22 years old, he's got 2 years locked in, probably on good coin anyway. And it gives us time to really prove ourselves to him as the long-term place for him to be, his home. So, am I shocked if this is true? No, I'm not. Do I wish it was a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 years? Yes. I don't think the club, even if it is done, would announce anything today because it's Jack Sinclair's 200th tonight, so we don't want to take the attention away from Sinks on his milestone game. But when you think about it, like from a marketing point of view, we play on a Thursday night. You've also got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you've got to wait until the Collingwood game next week. There is a gap in the social media calendar, I suppose, over the weekend with no football, no Saints footy because we're playing tonight. Maybe that's a good time to drop it. I think even, off the back of the way, the news has treated Naz and just adding more pressure to him, even that interview in the Adelaide airport was a bit cringe. And then you see Caroline Wilson just throwing all these silly sort of remarks around about him and, his view on Adelaide and Tex Walker in particular, and how Naz apparently has now called Tex and spoken to him and said that's not true. And Naz's agent has said that's not true. So maybe that whole fiasco is kind of, been a bit of a kick to get this sort of thing locked in so that we can just play footy. He can get back to just playing football and he's not dealing with the day-to-day sort of bullshit that he's been copping at the moment. So that's kind of where that's at. Should we be worried it's only 2 years? I don't think so. I think if I was St Kilda, I'd be fired up to prove ourselves in that time. We should be in a sort of, not in a top 4 space, maybe, I don't know. But we should be in a space where most players, outside of St Kilda should look at St Kilda and go, yep, they're on the up. Not questioning their future, not wondering what ifs and, what's going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years after that. I think Naz wants some answers pretty quickly, and I don't think he'd be the only player. I think Filippo would be another one. I think a lot of our youngsters would be in that bracket of, they love Ross. Ross is signed until 2027. They're going to sign until 2027. They're going to reassess at that point, and it gives us, I guess, at least two more years of just scintillating football with Naz. So that's kind of the little rumor mill going around at the moment. I am trying my best to get absolute confirmation. I have hit up a few people. So if I do get confirmation, I will let you know. I think, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. And then on the flip side, we've got that sorted. We can focus on just the end of the year, and I don't think there's any other big names that we would be worried about. Rowan Marshall's the only one with TDK, and then Bergman, Leaker, those guys still in conversations. I know Port Adelaide, apparently, Cal Toomey was saying Port has thrown will throw a massive offer at Bergman, upwards of 8 years, which is crazy. But he's got a lot of interest from Melbourne, and obviously one of them is us. There's the Bulldogs, Essendon, I think Hawthorn. I think these sort of teams are all looking at him, but we've been connected to him for quite some time. So hopefully if he does want to come back down to Melbourne, come to Bayside where his family resides, we'll be there ready to go. And Tom de Koning is still where it was a week ago. So the big news is Naz is still not signed. But according to Millsy and Carl on 6PR Perth, they did the breakfast show this morning. They think that it's a 2-year deal, end of 2027. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're nervous about it. Did you want a massive 8-year, 9-year contract like the Cozzy Peckett one this morning? Or are you happy for us to really prove ourselves? Because when you think about it, Naz has gone off the fact that we've won one final in 10 years. He is pretty much our best player already, so he holds all the cards at this point. And we haven't proven ourselves to him at any point. So 2 years to get our shit sorted, to become a top 8 team, consistently playing in finals, at least looking like that's the trajectory from 2026, 2027 onwards. If I was Naz, I probably would have made that call too, to be honest. I probably would have signed it. I'd say give me 2 or 3 years, maybe a trigger, maybe there's something on the end of that 2 years for Naz, and then we go from there and reassess. So who knows, in 2 years' time, we might be having a very similar conversation. Hopefully not. Hopefully the club is in a position where you look at Maynard. He just signed, I think, a 4-year extension for Collingwood today, rumoured to be going to North. But that's what a winning culture, that's what a team that's just well-drilled on and off the field and winning games and playing in finals consistently does. It convinces players like Maynard to say, hey, no, I want to stick around. Maybe for less money than what North were offering him, supposedly. So that to me is where we need to get to. We're not there yet. And you can't be losing players like Naz and Battle on, year on year. That to me says that our culture is not as good as it should be. But if we can get Naz at least for 2 years and give us that time to really convince him and others that St Kilda's on the up, then hopefully we'll see some more longer term deals get done with free agents coming in as well. So that's the news. Well, just disclaimer. All right, disclaimer. Don't grill me if it doesn't happen. But if it does over the next 3 or 4 days, wouldn't be surprised. So on that note, we've got the footy tonight. Get to the game. I'll see you after the game. Saners, take care. And as always, go you mighty Saners. See you guys.